What up guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am doing my first ever review today and it is on the Huda Beauty palette, which I know there's so many mixed reviews about it, so I think one more review is going to help you guys out so that way you know whether to purchase this for $65 or save your money. My first impressions of it, well let me tell you first, I got it in Sephora at Downtown Disney. It's $65 and I believe after tax it came out to like $70, $85 or something like that, but like over 70 bucks. And that is the most money I have ever spent on a palette. It's really fucking expensive. I love the color story though. The colors are right up my alley. There's not one color in here that I don't like. Well, probably this one Bay, that light nude color. I'll probably never use that to be honest. But other than that, I like them all. So I said, hey, I might as well try it out. But I have seen so many bad reviews about this that I was a little scared at first. So I was so lucky that they had it in stock there so I can swatch it. So I swatched it and I thought to myself, hey, it's pretty good. I think it's good. I'm gonna spend the money. I'm gonna try it and review it. And if I don't like it, I'll just fucking return it. And then I can go buy like 20 Make Pick 2s with all that money, you know? But my first impression of the palette, looking at the actual palette itself, not the shadows, it's very cheap quality. Honestly, I feel like for $65, the palette should have been way better quality. It almost looks as if like there's a book and you put a paper over it. You know how you did in school to like protect the book? That's what this looks like. It's very, very cheap. The corners are even coming up. The palette, come on now, girl. Huda, you could have done better. I know you're rich as fuck. You could have afforded some better shit. Now it is to my understanding that she did say that the eyeshadows came out to be way more expensive than what she had originally intended because she wanted better quality shadows and she wanted them to be talc free. I totally understand that, I respect that, I like that she's doing that. However, if you're gonna put a palette out there for $65, the actual palette itself is gonna need to be way better quality than this. I know it's not about the palette, but guess what? When you're a consumer, you want something that feels nice in the hand, something that looks nice, and something that's gonna last because obviously shadows do last for more than a year, although on the back of here she only has it lasting for a year. You know damn good and well I'm not gonna go through this in a year, so I'll probably have this for a couple years, and you want it to remain nice. You want something sturdy, especially if you're spending $65 on the palette. I think that that is highly, highly priced. I think that if you're spending that much, I think that the palette could have been way nicer. That's just my first impressions. Also, I will say the sleeve that it comes in, it's like really cheap too to like put it in a sleeve. I think that it should have came in a box rather than a sleeve. A sleeve just looks cheap to me, in my personal opinion. Now let's get down to the shadows. A lot of people have reviewed them saying that there's a lot of fallout, they're chalky, they're not easy to blend. I don't know where that came from. I'm gonna be dead honest with you guys. I thought that I was gonna be on the bandwagon of not liking it too, especially because my broke ass never spent $65 on something so expensive. But the actual shadows, when creating this look that I did right here, I experienced no fallout whatsoever, and I feel like they're highly pigmented. I don't feel like, I really thought the pink, for it being a pink, was not going to be that pigmented, and it was really fucking highly pigmented. So I don't know where those reviews kick in, but you know, everyone has different preferences. But to me, I actually liked the palette. I thought that the shadows were actually really good, and I really thought that I was going to fucking hate it, especially with all the reviews saying that people hated it. Now, I will say the top shades up here, these ones right here, the textured shadows, they're hard to work with. It says on the back to use your finger rather than a brush for maximum color payoff. And I would say that you definitely 100% need to use your finger. If you use a brush on it, no product comes off. I did like this little cut crease, and I find it very hard to use my finger to place the color right up against the cut crease. You have to use a fucking thin ass brush to get something that precise, and you can't do that with a fat ass finger like mine. It just doesn't work. So I wet my brush, I tried it wet, and it was really hard to work with. But I only found that with the rose gold 24K Trust Fun, and that was it. I used the angelic on the lid. Well, I put down rose gold first, but the pigment was a little bit too coppery for me for what I was looking for in this look. So then I ended up putting angelic on top, and angelic is like butter. Very, very smooth, highly pigmented. I love that shade. I wish the rest of them would have been like that because then I would like absolutely love them. But don't get me wrong, I do love the shades and I do like it with my finger, but not when doing a little cut crease. It just doesn't go. So yeah, like I said, this palette is $65. They do sell it online as well as at Sephora. I would highly recommend you going into Sephora to swatch them for yourself, because if you're gonna be spending $65 on a palette, you wanna make sure that you love it, because money doesn't grow on trees. I mean, fuck, I wish it did, but it doesn't. So make sure you like it before you buy it. In my personal opinion, I really liked it. I thought the shadows are amazing. I love the color arrangement. The color arrangement is right up my alley. I absolutely love it. But let's go ahead and get into some swatches and I'll tell you about the colors and what I think about them and all that good stuff. So yeah, oh, I forgot to mention, okay, well, you guys know I have tattoos, so it's hard to do swatches, and on top of that, I'm a man, so I'm fucking hairy. So I'm gonna do the swatches on my hand. I'll try my best with it. Yeah, I know it's a shock that I'm a man. I know it's a shock. I know, but I am. So I have hair everywhere, and I'm not about to shave it for a damn swatch, okay? So just get over it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get these swatches started. And just to let you guys know, I do not have any primer on my hand or anything like that. These are gonna be just straight swatches with my finger onto the back of my hand. Once again, sorry for the hair, but I'm not about to nair. Oh shit, I should be a fucking rapper. Okay, first shade we're starting off with in the left corner is gonna be Dubai, which is one of the textured shadows as well. And let's go ahead and swatch that there. And these are just one pass, okay? I don't wanna go back and forth and back and forth. You guys should be able to see the color and the pigment within one pass. So yes, that is Dubai right there, which I love that shade, especially if you're gonna be doing like a warm tone smoky eye and put that on the lid. I think that's gorgeous. The next shade is Fling, which is a very warm cranberry shade. I love this shade. It is right up my alley. Look at that. That one I absolutely love. The next shade is a traditional gold called 24K. That's a very original name. Not. And that one right there. And like I said, these are all just one pass. I do have a heavy hand, so I may press down and I'm kind of hard, but just one pass. And that's a very warm tone gold. And the next one is called Rose Gold. This one right here was like, I need it in my life. I absolutely love it. But then it came out to be a little bit too coppery for me. I thought it was gonna be more pink. But let's see how it looks on the camera. Will you focus, bitch? Which that's a very pretty shade too. Literally all of those I absolutely love. Now I'm gonna go on the top of my hand. Actually, let me wipe off my hand real fast. All right, and the next shade is gonna be Trust Fund, which is just a coppery color, which I think is really pretty. Oh, let me take that up higher. I think I fucked that up. I fucked that up because my hand was still wet. Here we go. There we go. Very pretty shade. And then this next shade is the one that I have on my lid right now called Angelic, which I absolutely love. It is definitely one of my favorite shades in the palette. It's pink with like a yellow reflex to it. I think it's gorgeous. It is a light shade, so I'm gonna do a couple passes on that so that way you guys can see the full color of it. I love that shade. Let's see, get this bitch to focus. See that right there when the light hits it, how it has yellow, but then it's pink. I absolutely love that shade, one of my favorites. The next one is just a brown gold, I would say. It's called #blessed. All right, and now we're getting into the matte shades. This one is gonna be called Bossy. So now, matte shades don't really swatch as well as shimmery shades, of course, but we're gonna try. Oh, that one actually swatches pretty nice. Let me cover up the end there. Sorry, my swatches are really ugly, guys. I'm like looking in the monitor to make sure that it's in focus right now, but I'm trying, okay. All right, and then the next shade is the one that I have inside my crease. Well, I have Bossy and crease mixed, but this one is called Flamingo, which is a light matte pink, which I'm surprised at how well that one swatches for it being so light and so pink. And then the next one is called Shy, which I would almost say is kind of like a nude pink, but very, very light. Put that one up here. I love that shade too for in the crease. I feel like it's very good for every day. I just realized that I wasn't recording when I did this, but this shade right here, the first one is called Bay, the next one is called Moondust. The shade Bay, which is the first one, I definitely would not use. It's just too light for me. The next shade, Moondust, it doesn't look that pigmented right there, but I'm wearing it on my inner tear duct, and I think it's really, really fucking pigmented. I was so surprised when I put it on. I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that much pigment to come out, but it's pretty bomb. The next shade I have here is her Black Matte, which is called Black Truffle, which is pretty pigmented as well. You guys already know my favorite black though, hands down, is called Black Widow, I believe. Yeah, Black Widow from Saucebox. That's my favorite black. I live by it, but this one's pretty black and pretty good too. The next shade is called Suede, which is just a very gray brown. And I like that shade too. I could definitely use that like in my brows. Another shade, well the next shade I mean, is called Cocoa, which is a warm brown. It's kind of similar to Cocoa Bear from Makeup Geek. I'm gonna put that like on my knuckles. Which I like that shade as well. Once again guys, sorry for the ugly ass swatches. Maybe if I shave my arm it'll be easier, but I'm too lazy for all that. Okay, and this shade right here, I absolutely love. It's called a Man Eater. It's a very light burgundy. It's almost like there's like pink in there. That's why it comes out so light. But look at that. I absolutely love that shade. It's bomb. I have it all up in my crease right now. And that's definitely gonna be one of my favorites. The next one, I'm sure we all have colors like this. This one's called Henna. It's just a very warm toned brown. Lots of orange in it, which is good for the crease, but pretty essential and good. The next shade is called Sandalwood, which is close to, I would say, Soft Brown by MAC. And again, another staple shade. Fuck, that's an ugly ass swatch right there. Shit, look like Stevie Wonder's doing these swatches. But anyways, you guys get the idea, right? Alright guys, so there is the swatches for the Huda Beauty palette. I would definitely purchase this again. I do think that it should be probably $45 rather than $65. That's gonna be my only complaint about it though. Well, actually 2 complaints. About the foil shade, I feel like she needs to work on a little bit more and perfect them, or textured shades as she calls them, because they are like really fucking textury. They're gonna leave like a chunkiness to the eye. Sometimes I don't mind that though if it's gonna be a very dramatic look. And the packaging. Those are the only 2 things that I will complain about. Other than that, I love the palette, I love the colors, and I love the color payoff. I'm really fucking tripped out, to be honest with you guys. I thought that I was gonna hate the palette because I've seen so many reviews not liking the palette, but I really actually like it. I think the colors are very pigmented, very easy to blend, and little to no fallout at all. So yeah, I guess everybody has different opinions, and I would definitely swatch it before you purchase it though, because you may be one of those people that hate it as well and you don't want to throw $65 down the drain. Unless you buy it from Sephora, they do have a good return policy, and if you hate it, just return it. That simple. But anyways, if you guys want me to do more reviews, please let me know what product to review. Somebody requested this one, so I'm glad that they did because I ended up really fucking liking it. But let me know what you guys want to see next, and I'll go ahead and do that for you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe and give this a big fat thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in my next tutorial or video. Peace out, Girl Scout.